Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about healing the issues of Mars and what Mars is all about, and most of all, how you can heal these issues to make your life whole and complete, because that's what we're all here to do, and do it together, actually. But you've got to really look within to really analyze what's going on within your life, because you want to unblock the problems or issues with Mars, because Mars is intense. Mars can make our life miserable, but it can also give us everything we need because it rules our willpower. And we can't get anything done unless we have the will. So let's talk about Mars, but before I do, I want to remind everyone, if you would like to study with me, learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com, and we have a new beginning start date for semester 1. Come join us June 16th. Now, another thing, if you want to learn more about me, get my free newsletter, go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. And while you're there, see all my beautiful new malas that I have for sale and spiritual jewelry. So let's get on and talk about Mars, because Mars gets a bad rap because Mars deals with anger, war, weapons, fire. It's hostility. Mars can be a really bad planet. It can cause accidents, but it rules our life force, our willpower. It even rules the blood in our body. And blood is what gives us life. Mars is fiery red. We have to have a good Mars to be accomplished, to be successful, because it gives us our drive, our ambition. Yes, it is competitive and it rules sports. Athletes have to have a will to persevere, a will to do things, a will to achieve and compete and be the best. It's fiery. It moves fast. Mars is intense. And you know what else Mars is passion. Yes, it is the planet of passion. So you see, there's this negative and this positive of Mars. What are you going to do with it? If you have an afflicted Mars, particularly if it's retrograde many times, then you don't know how to express your anger. You don't know how to tell people when something's wrong. Guess what you do? You push it down. You hope it's going to go away. You don't face it or deal with it. People come at you angry all the time. Why? Because what we repress or what we suppress is what comes into our face. So if you repress something, it's within you, and you're going to see it out there coming at you because it's a reflection of what's going on within you. So that's important to know. Most people that have anger issues, they say, I'm not angry. But people keep trying to fight them, to bring things out. So Mars, when you learn to express how you feel in a proper manner and not push it down and pretend it's not there. Because what happens when you pretend it's not there? Time after time after time, it builds up till you explode, and it's like a volcano. And you're so angry, you're shaking, and the spewing, and it's so destructive. You can't have that. Mars has to be healed. And we can't have people pushing their anger issues down because they don't like confrontation. Too bad. You've got to let people know things. Because if you don't, it will come out as a disease later. That's what happens when we suppress enormous, powerful emotions. They get lodged somewhere in the body and they come out as a disease. And issues with Mars are ferocious because there's nothing more powerful than anger, an emotion. Well, I take that back. Love is more powerful and overcomes it. But anger is a very powerful emotion and it can control us at times, ruin us at times. Mars retrograde, people suppress their anger. Mars with K2, people suppress their anger. And it comes out in very negative ways. So, here is the situation with Mars. When you heal it, you get your will and you get your way. And you don't have people coming at you with their anger. Because if you have a lot of people angry with you and coming at you all the time, it's because you bottled up and pushed your anger down. Therefore, it's being reflected back to you. But Mars is a planet that deals so much with energy and ambition and drive and accomplishment. Use your Mars for what it's good for. Mars is debilitated in the sign of Cancer. And I'll tell you something very interesting about this. Cancer is the sign of family. And people with Mars in Cancer ultimately usually have a broken family. And that really hurts people to have a broken family because they come from a place where they don't feel like they deserve love because they didn't have the proper means or they weren't loved in the way that they felt like they needed to be loved. And therefore they go searching for love in all the wrong places and then they don't understand why their relationships don't work. It's because they don't know how to love. But they have to have the respect and love for themselves. And once they do, then it's reflected back to them. Because if you don't feel lovable, you're never going to attract someone that loves you. Because what you're putting out there is, I'm not lovable. So you attract relationships or people that aren't there for you. But if you feel like you're full of love, you want to express it, then you are lovable. And you will attract somebody that mirrors that back to you, that loves you. This is all about Mars, passion and energy. You have this passion and energy to put that love and passion outward. So how do you heal this? You go within yourself and you can even write out everything that you feel is good about yourself. And there's got to be a lot. And that's where you come from. And those are the gifts and the goals that you accentuate and you put out there. You know and believe in yourself. You're putting this energy of who you are, what your gifts are. And you work on discipline, the will to do things. When you fail at a diet or you fail at working out the next day or you fail not doing something that you wanted to do, the night before you go to bed, you have to make the intention on what you want to accomplish that day. And that's how you do it. Even make a list of what you want to accomplish the next day. When you do this, it sets the mind in the motion of the will to create. And that's the way you do it. If you want to stay in your diet, you write it down what you're going to do the next day. If you're going to exercise, you write it down, you make it a focus. You are going to exercise the next morning. You can't wake up and just do it off the cuff. I mean, yeah, you could. But if you struggle with your will, you won't do it. If you struggle with issues around the will and the willpower, Mars energy, you got to plan things the night before. Now, Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. So Capricorn is a sign that deals with organization. You see, so if you will, when it's debilitated, when a planet's debilitated, you express the opposite to heal it. That's why I'm saying a debilitated Mars or someone with a weak Mars, they have to do what an exalted Mars would do. And that is organize, make plans, make lists. Discipline. Mars in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so it's that disciplinarian, that focus. And these are the people that achieve and are successful and happy because of a successful, beautiful, wonderful Mars. Now, Mars in the first house will give you a strong will. Oh my goodness. You can't sit still for a minute. You probably get a bunch of speeding tickets. You got to go fast. Mars in the second house, it's, you know, there's this power around money and the will to achieve and acquire money, but be careful because you might spend it fast. Seems to come in and go out. Mars in the third house will be the strongest for willpower, courage, and drive and ambition. Mars in the fourth house, you know, there can be some upsets in the family, butt heads with difference of opinion with the mother. But this is exactly what needs to be healed. Mars in the fifth house, incredible mind, intelligence, mathematical, scientific, good with numbers, usually an engineer. But Mars in the fifth house, those are the things that you need to accentuate because those are your gifts and that is your talent. Mars in the sixth house. You're going to have some digestive issues. You've got to work on your health, but it can make you extremely ambitious. Remember that the Upachaya houses 3, 6, 10, and 11. To have Mars there will give you drive and ambition. Mars in the sixth house, you got to learn how to get along better with your coworkers. Don't be so self-centered and work by yourself. Try to learn how to work with others. Mars in the seventh house, Kuja Dosha. You're going to have issues with marriage and relationships. You've got to find ways to compromise and make it work. Mars in the eighth house, deep psychological analysis and scientific mind again. Einstein has this. So Mars in the eighth house, though, can deal with all sorts of difficulties when it comes to psychological addictions and things like that. That's things you have to work out and heal and come to a place where you feel good about yourself again. Don't go into that place of humiliation or disgrace. Mars in the ninth house, your passion about spirituality and truth. Go for it. That's who you are. Mars in the 10th house, you are a career person that's full of ambition and drive. You will be a success. Go for it. That's what you love the most. Mars in the 11th. You're very ambitious. You know some very ambitious people, but don't go into a competitive realm where you go against your friends and your associates. You have to learn how to adapt. Mars in the 12th. Remember, the 12th house deals so much with the past and healing, letting go, forgiveness. Mars in the 12th, you got to let things go. Otherwise, it will destroy you. But when you do let it go, the sky opens, your life heals, everything comes together. So with that, I think I've covered enough about Mars. I could talk all day about it, really. There's so much more. But I just want to give you a taste of what all this is about and how you can heal. Because that's what we've all come here to do. To heal the issues of Mars. Remember, Mars rules the solar plexus, where you have that gut knowing, that will, that drive. That's the Mars. So accentuate it, heal it, and your life will. There's nothing you can't achieve. So with that, I'll close. Remember, if you want to study with me, My university start date is June 16th, universityofvedicastrology.com, and sign up for my newsletter on galacticcenter.org. Thank you.